Well, hello. We're going to do a quick little news update here. Much things going on. A lot of things going on, as a matter of fact. So let's get into it. Let's screen share here. Hopefully, you're all having a good day. This will be going live while I'm at work, and I'll be joining in with you guys. But here we go. So another hit to the food production as water sources are drying up. We've known about the many um, food processing plants burning up, but here we see that there's going to possibly be a big national emergency. If Lake Mead and Lake Powell and Colorado River keep drying up at the rate they have, millions of Americans would be without water and electricity. It doesn't matter, like it says, how well advanced our technology is. We can't stop this. Look, it has been Death Valley has been the hottest and driest place in North America. And through the past 2 years, the temperatures keep rising. And as a matter of fact, I think it was in Kuwait or Saudi Arabia last year, it reached a temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. That's really high. Look, it says that the Great Salt Lake has been shrinking and water levels have been plunging to the lowest level ever, 4,190 feet over the weekend. I know a lot of people are like, that's not much, but there's really been a lot. There's also been a lot of talks that possibly the government can be drilling holes and storing some of this water themselves to remove some of it. But nevertheless, everything is in God's will, what is happening. There'll be a day where we are going to lose a lot of the things we have in this world. Millions of Americans could be without electricity if this continues, my friends. I'm going to put this link in a description to read more of it later on. But look, it says down here, it says that Kansas, where they've been planting a bunch of where a lot of our food comes from. People won't really, a lot of people don't realize that, but they're saying it looks like a barren wasteland. That it looks like a barren wasteland. It says that the gapping spaces between rows of brown, shriveling plants reveal hardened dirt and cracking from the baking sun. When the water dries up in the ground, this happens. This ain't good for plants. It can't have solid roots being taken. Remember the parable that Jesus talked about in the book of Matthew, that, you throw down some seeds and it doesn't take good soil. This is kind of similar here. There's not good soil on the earth right now in certain parts because of a drought, and the seeds are not taking place. And it's the same way with a lot of people in the Christian faith. They're not letting seeds be dropped into good ground. They got this cracky, dried up ground inside of them, lukewarm, listening to people like Joel Osteen and not getting the true gospel. But here's another big news. Now, look, we talked a while back about the temple rocks being restored, the old stones being restored. They're making the incense for the third temple, and they're looking for the red heifer sacrifice here. Right here was one we did not too long ago. Now they're doing the crimson worm dye. Another key element here from Numbers chapter 19, verse 5 through 6. Look, and they're reading a section of the Torah concerning the red heifer. The ceremony of the red heifer is one of the most mysterious and inexplicable of all the ceremonies. A perfectly red heifer is slaughtered and burned entirely outside the temple, and the ashes are necessary to purify the Jews. Look, the purifying laws, the sacramental laws of sacrificing animals and all that have been abolished thanks to Jesus. We still live by the law part of we do not sin, we do not murder, we love the Lord thy God with all of our heart. We just take away the ceremonial laws now. But here, as you see, non-Messianic Jews still don't read Isaiah 53, and they're still doing the temple sacrifices. The book of Daniel talks about when that day comes, they will be doing an abomination of desolation inside the temple. And they're doing so many things to restore the third temple, between the stones, between the dye, between the incense, between the red heifer. What's going to be next? Some good news, though. A professor leaves it all at the cross, a former lesbian. She leaves it all at the cross. Down here, she recalls meeting up with a pastor, Pastor Ken and his wife, and they met the entire church community, and she was just filled with love. She said she started going to church, and I just showed up one day. I discovered that sermons were this totally different thing that would really force me to think about things that I had never thought about before. See, she said I didn't understand how to be a woman. That might seem hilarious, but it's not. We're getting ready to have a new Supreme Court judge who can't even identify what a woman is. She said, in order for me to be a godly woman, I needed to understand how to be a woman in the first place. So here's a victory. This link will be in the description too. But also, parents, please, or grandparents, or if you know someone, don't let them see the new Thor movie. They're pushing a super gay agenda. Natalie Portman was asked how gay the film was, and this is her response.
Come on, yes, yes. Okay. So gay.
Okay, that was really gay. Just saying. You remember back in March 29th, they were pushing the super non-secretive gay agenda on children. Well, as of the 7th, the new Thor movie came out, and this movie is about, of course, a mythological god that is filled with LGBT storylines. Man, they're pushing it hard. Here also is another cool thing. This was an archaeology dig. This was back on July 6th. The stone of curses from the time of David have been discovered. Near the Gihon Spring in the city of David, a stone slab bearing a curse was discovered. The curse is inscribed on a rectangular stone tablet that is 26.7 centimeters wide and 20.8 centimeters long. Man, that's just another big find. It says that he has been, the stone slab was discovered back in 2010, but they're just now starting to get the decipher of this. They've deciphered it now, which this inscription is a curse to the governor of the city of Jerusalem. It consisted of 20 words and 63 letters in ancient Proton Canaanite script. Now, here's what it inscribes to: cursed, cursed, you will surely die. Cursed, cursed, you will surely die. Governor of the city, you will surely die. Cursed, you will surely die. Cursed, you will surely die. Cursed, you will surely die. A massive amount of repeating here. But look, in 2 Chronicles chapter 34, verse 8, right here, it talks about governor of city. The Bible mentions it, about the governor of city. And of course, in 2 Kings chapter 22 and chapter 26 and 23 and 8. Now, I had a hard time kind of deciphering this here because there's not 26 verses in chapter 22. So my only assumption is it's chapter 22 and chapter 26 and possibly chapter 23 and chapter 8, because there's not 26 verses in chapter 22 of 2 Kings. But usually after the semicolons, it is the verse. But look, I'll show you. We'll go to 2 Kings real quick just to show you. I didn't get into reading all these because I was studying some other things. But 2 Kings chapter 22 only has 20 verses. So my assumption here is it's chapter 22, 26, 23, and 8, possibly. But either way, I showed you 2 Chronicles chapter 34, verse 8, where it does use the term governor of the city. Man, this is in Deuteronomy 19, blessing and cursing. And this is definitely a cursing that was placed around the Bronze Age. A huge cursing of whoever the leader was at that time. Some type of, like it says here, like a voodoo ceremony. Either way, there's good and evil things being uncovered in today's era. And all of it is just pointing to signs, not just with everything else that's going on, but here was another one that I thought was really interesting. This was on the 7th. A mosaic in 100 or 1,600-year-old synagogue revealed the oldest Deborah, the prophetess Deborah, in the book of Judges. This is crazy. A predominant archaeologist has just announced the discovery of the world's oldest depiction of the biblical Deborah. Now, they uncovered this from the book of Judges. As you know, she was the one that was, she led Israel to the victory, and she was confronted by Barak. Barak wasn't quite, bold enough to do it. So Deborah went and did this herself. She had took over, and the story of Deborah is one of my favorite stories in the book of Judges, actually, because just the courage of the lady and just everything that she stood for. She stood for the one true God. And I'm going to leave this link in a description. There's plenty of things between Judges and the book of Joshua to look at it, but it's pretty cool that they're unearthing things like this. Now, here was an interesting thing, if this is true or not. The only reason why I want to say it's true is because I've taken some pictures myself that clouds have been looking really weird lately. But in the California coastline, they had some, this was on the 7th, they had some clouds that looked like waves. Is this a new wave of um, just acts of God about to come down on the earth? Of course, we're getting ready to do a video about CERN again, but this is another picture. I mean, these clouds look really phenomenal. They really do. And that was pretty much all I had on those right there. But then there was this. Of course, a lot of people know that we've had some weird clouds going on. So let's play this.
I know. It's like we're in Stranger Things.
Hey guys. Like Stranger Things, like the Upside Down. We're literally in an upside down with everything that's going on. Here was a couple pictures taken somebody from a tweet to really, really it's like a sci-fi movie. Literally. But we're seeing so many things happening in the sky. Jesus said there would be signs of times.
What did you say? I know. It's like we're in Stranger Things.
Wizard of Oz.
Oh shit.
Nuts, man. It was better before. These dark clouds are covering it up.
Yeah, it's like Wizard of Oz. Here's another. Look at that. Could you just imagine? It's almost like a nuclear radiation. It's just more and more pictures, man, and there's just a high level of them. And whatever is going on in today's era, in today's time, tomorrow, check it out. We're going to be doing a video about CERN again. And I screenshotted some things that Twitter has deleted to act like it's never happened, but it has. So these links will all be in the description. I want to say, may God bless you all. Keep your heads up. We got Third Temple news happening again. More food processing problems, this time not from plants, just from water drying up. Victories and people getting saved from LGBTQ. Disney pushing more LGBTQ. Jerusalem had two awesome discoveries archaeology wise in the past week and a lot of weird clouds. So may God bless you all. Keep your heads up. Much love.